This is the Intex up to 7,000 gallon salt chlorinator. You can see it's hooked up, running. Here's what the screen looks like. That light doesn't actually flash, it's just the recording. You hit the boost timer here and it will basically shock the pool. You set up your timer, so how often you want this thing to kick on and how long. There's a self-clean I haven't used yet, I'm still kind of reading up on that. And then the lock and unlock. I'm still trying to figure out. Every now and then you hit the boost button and it doesn't boost, you have to turn it off and back on, but that's probably just me not understanding it. But it does a really great job. I have it hooked up to a 18-foot by 10-foot Intex oval shaped pool. It is running off of an Intex 12-inch sand filter, which I really like. That is new as well. And also in addition this year is the Intex surface skimmer, which works really well. It's starting to rain on me a little bit, but whenever I have this thing hooked up, I get a little bit of bubbles in here. It doesn't get bad. When I unhook it, the bubbles go away. It's nice and solid. The system still sounds the same. But the pool itself is nice and clean. I've been running it for about a month because it's kind of hard to see the bottom. I do have some spots on the bottom I'm working on. Still trying to get used to the salt chlorinator. But I think I finally got it down to how long it's got to run. On a pool like this, it's about 5 hours a day. You can time the salt chlorinator with the timing of the pump. Right now the pump's running 24 hours, but like I said, I'm trying to clean up a little bit of green that I've had in there. It grew pretty quickly, but I wasn't salting enough or salt chlorinating enough. It wasn't turned on. When I put the sand in, I put about 40 pounds, which is a little less than what the book said. I read reviews where people said that they had to do water changes because they put in too much salt, so I put in one 40-pound bag for this almost 3,000 gallon pool, and so far the thing has not complained at all about too high or too low of salt. Chlorine's been a little low, so I've been bumping it up, and you can still see a little bit of cleanup that's happening on the bottom. I gotta sweep it again. There's a little bit behind the thing, but for the most part, the pool has cleaned itself up. Done a really good job. So far, I really like this salt chlorinator. The only downfall is, well, I take the pool down every year, so I have to put a new bag of salt in every year, but for pools that don't get taken down, they say once you put a bag of salt in, you rarely have to add salt. The only reason why you have to add it is because of splashing. Salt does not evaporate. It will stay in the water. And so far I haven't had to add any salt at all. And the machine will actually tell you when your salt's low, when the pump flow is low, when the salt is high. It'll tell you. I have not had an issue with it at all. I know a lot of people have because they follow the instructions in the book, but like I said, almost 3,000 gallons. All I have in there is 40 pounds of salt, and it's worked great.
So I think it literally took me 5 minutes to set up my saltwater system. I already had the plunger valves installed. I have one here and one over here, like my pot holding it up. I screwed on the system and I set it on the boost cycle and it's running. So we'll see what happens. I got lucky, I guess. I added salt probably 4 or 5 days ago and was lazy. It was too hot, so I didn't cook this up. But I had no idea it would be so incredibly easy. So that's it.